All right, let's see. So there's one we did, and there'll be links to these. I did videos for these also, so you can go see how to do it, or at least how I did it. And this is the one we're going to do now. This is the pen drawing. I used a Micron Pigma, and you can see that link's in the description below also, so you can see how we got to here from this picture. Maui, Hawaii, from our honeymoon. So we're going to do that. We're going to paint it with watercolors using this water brush and green, orange, and purple. So I don't know how I'm going to do it, but that's part of the excitement. These wild and crazy. Hollywood movies couldn't make this stuff up. Alright, so the first thing we want to see is light and dark, because no matter what color you have, if you focus on the values and you keep those right, so the lightest light is the lightest light and the dark's dark, then everything will look right, even if the colors are off. So this background, so we have this part here is all dark. This is a little lighter, but it's still all very dark. If you squint, you can see this whole band is dark. The water, the trees, the mountain, and then the little umbrellas. So our darkest color, I believe, is the purple. So that's what I'm going to use there. And I'm going to make it, but I'm going to pay attention. Because I'm just going to, let me see what I'm going to do. Yep, I'm going to do it all in the purple because I want it to be dark, even though I have green. I want to really push that all back. And you saw that right there, that I kind of did that mountain. Well, that's funny because that actually is purple. I did that a little lighter. And then the sand we want to keep light. I'm going right over the building because it doesn't matter right now. Right now we're just focusing on the value, and then we'll go in, and when we put in green if we want to, for the trees, it'll work. And now we're going to make this water. And actually I got a little paint on there, but I'm going to show you. I'm just getting it all wet now. Squeezing the brush, and now I'm going to go back and really flood some of that purple in there up at the top part, and that will soften as it comes down. So I'm tapping my brush on there because I'm getting rid of some of the water to make this smooth transition. Okay, and now we're going to go in and make this bold. And that's just based off of our drawing. And the picture, these are all in shadow, so that's all dark, bold, dark shadow. Okay, and I'm going to go in with some orange and see if we can't make, oh, I got some. So I'm scrubbing it like that because I should have cleaned my brush off. Cleaning my brush off. Because I want it lighter as it goes up. And if some of that purple bleeds in with my orange, that's fine with me. All right, and what are we going to do for that sky? I think we'll probably be doing purple for the sky. So I'm going to, I got a little bit, and I have a little bit of orange in there because that was on my brush. And I'm just bringing it down. I put some color at the top, and you saw that I was just bringing it down with just water coming down because I want the pigment at the top and I want it less saturated as I come to the horizon. All right, I'm going to go in, get some of the green, and let's see if we can go in and, yep, And I'm going to get a little orange in there because I want to make that, the green and orange will make this more of a brown and just a more interesting green, I think. And I have some of the, I think if you break it up, the color here, like how I just dabbed a little bit just outside of my pen, that's kind of nice. I like that. And I think I'm going to leave the distant mountain just the way it is. So here I have green, and I'm doing some more orange and some purple. And I'm going to put a couple, what am I going to do there? Let's add some more purple to this, because that rock, that's the rocks. The black, oh, what are they? Volcano rock, jeepers. That's because my brain is painting, not thinking about rocks. All right, so that's pretty dark. Watercolor dries lighter. Yeah, that was it. I was going to say more, but that's it. Watercolor dries lighter. So you can put it on pretty dark. And it'll come back, it'll lighten, and then you can add more to it if you need to. Okay. And I think I'll add a little more purple to this to see if we can't make that a little darker. All right, now the buildings, I don't know what I'm going to do with those. But I think if I just add some value, it should be okay. So I just did that on there because I didn't know how much paint I have on here, so I want it to be a little lighter. That is too light. But I wanted to kind of see where it was at. So these I'm just going to kind of show, and this isn't to scale. This is these are quick little drawings, little sketches to kind of get the feel of, oh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, that was a great vacation. Remember that building? Those were back there on those, on that outcropping. That would be a nice place to stay next time. That's kind of the point. And you can see how light that already got, so I'm making it a little darker right near the building, just so the building stands out a little better. But here, it's in shadow, so it's blending and fading, soft edge. And so once those window shapes dry, I'll go back into those and work on that some more. Let's see if we can get some of this water. So I'm going to use the purple again. And I did the nice soft wash before, and now I'm going in with some more deliberate brush strokes where they're not going to soften as much, to give you some of the contrast, texture, and value. And this wet sand, that's pretty light. So let's see if we can make some brown, which we can. Use a little orange, and then whatever, green will make it, or orange and purple. Just depends, practice, or not practice. Well, yeah, practice too, but experiment. So that's a dark, that's dark brown. And that'll lighten, and I'm going to clean my brush off and kind of soften that anyway. Because there's all kinds of variations with the sand color. So, but right now I just dark, 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 and I kind of made a light spot in the middle. So that's kind of drawing your attention there. So I'm going to do that to make that all dark so it doesn't do that, and then maybe it'll bring your eye back towards the people enjoying this beach to see if we can bring that back to them. And I'm going to throw some green on the rest of this. Too much green? And let's give this other one, make this other one orange maybe. And then I'm cleaning my brush off. And there's a little more green on here, on the dark side, with a little more purple. We're just bringing the saturation, the greenness of that down by adding a little bit of purple to it. And then we're going to go in and add more purple to the shadow with a little orange, I think. And maybe we can make that yep. And so we have a painting, but how can we make that little, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but just a little more. I think if we add some color, let's see, what can we do? Maybe add some green to the ocean. Nope, I don't want to do that. Just more purple. Right at the horizon. And that's just to make it, well, darker. And maybe that pushes those hills back a little bit. And you can see how the layering of all the watercolor, it builds it up. And it looks like, if you look at the photograph and you squint, the sky is the lightest and the sand is the next light, or so lightest. Maybe this is the darkest and this is maybe the middle. So we need to work on making this sand darker. So I'm going to go in with the orange again. And the green, is that what we used? Yeah, that works. So I have a lot, so I'm going to trust. I'm going to leave it lighter up there, and I'm going to, because what I'm doing is I just want to bring that value darker, right? So I think that helped, and I'm going over it all because I want that to be all there. And then let's get a little bit of that in there, and we'll come in with a little more purple. Of course, that's lighter than the water, so we need to make the water darker there, so that works. And now we're gonna we need to let that dry. And once that dries, we'll go in and punch up the shadows here, and I think we'll call it done. All right, I think that's dry. And as I was looking at this, I think I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of green. Yeah, maybe this pale, yeah, green. And I'm just going to lightly put some on that hill, on that island back there. The reason being is I want that to look a little closer than this one. So that's it. You saw what I did? Just a little bit. And I'm going to add some more purple and green, just a little more purple, just in some spots. Need more color, more pigment. Because I just want a little bit more of a contrast in some of these spots. And maybe the orange makes that green not look so boring. All right, so now we'll get the purple again. Maybe even use that same color we just had. I'm gonna try to do a little more purple though, to get this shadow. So now that I put that there, I'm rinsing my brush off, and I'm going to use just some of the water to soften the edges. And I'm getting a little more purple, and I think that's it. All right, there you go. So painting a beautiful beach scene and making a funny, ugly drawing with wacky colors. Not an ugly drawing. Hopefully you like it. I like it. But just doing something wacky. So that's a good way to challenge yourself, experimenting with these different colors that you don't really see in there. But if you get the values right, it seems to work. And then you could go in, if you see that with your pen, if you wanted to go in and add maybe some sticks and maybe more building details, you can go back in with your pen. Maybe there's some footsteps or some rocks, and you don't want to do them everywhere. Just to add some more details or interest. So just some little things like that. You could do that. You could also just do, I like splattering. So I get some on my brush, I'm squeezing some water. And then if you do this, or this, you get some little specks there. And that could be like sand. So I'm squeezing it here to get some water. Oh, you can't see. Now I'm gonna, so that's another way. And I like doing that too, so I got one in the sky. There you go. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit. I'm actually not done. I'm gonna go in and add a little orange to that purple water because it seems wacky. So I'm just taking a little bit of orange and I'm gonna just go right over just a simple wash, because everything in this looks like it's bathed in a maybe a sunset orange sky or something. And let's see what else. And I think some of the waves are crashing on the shore. So let's see if we can't get some of the white there. I think that worked. And then let's get more of that. Where's the color I use? This one? No, this. Oh, this one. And I'm blending that. I'm softening this. The line. Even though it's, yeah, it's dark, but I think it just didn't look right. I think I think that helped. There you go. All right, now I'm done. So I hope you liked it. We have a bunch more coming, so stay tuned, and thank you again for watching. Let me know if you have any comments, something you'd like to see, or yeah, anything. So let me know. And remember to smile, create, repeat.